Hurricane Lee is making its way across the Atlantic Ocean and getting closer to the U.S. And you can see just how massive this system is here. Lee has remained a major hurricane overnight and is expected to begin weakening, but then grow in size and speed as the day goes on.
Yeah, it's still unclear whether the storm will make landfall in the U.S. No matter what, though, experts warned the effects of Hurricane Lee will be felt along the East Coast through the week. New England is already preparing for tropical storm force winds, coastal flooding, and life-threatening riptides. So let's bring in Angie Lassman for the latest on Lee's track and what you need to know to stay safe. Hey, Angie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. I think it might be a little confusing to some folks for me to say that it's going to weaken, but it also is going to grow in size. It's going to speed up. So we've got all those details that kind of helps you navigate exactly what you need to do or maybe not do to prepare. Here's the latest details as far as Hurricane Lee is concerned this morning. Category 3, yes, still remaining a major hurricane with winds at 113 miles per hour and moving northwest at 6 miles per hour. It's going to continue to keep that northerly track here as we go through at least the extended period. But notice what happens as we get into tomorrow. By Friday morning, we're going to see this system just to the west of Bermuda. Folks there already have tropical storm warnings in effect, so they will start to see those impacts from tropical storm conditions here in the short term. Next 24 to 36 hours, we're talking about strong winds and potentially some rain for folks there. In the meantime, we already have issues with the high surf and the rip currents up and down the East Coast. That's not going to change, and that's going to stay with us through the extended period. What hasn't come into full view for us just yet is exactly where the center of that storm will come on shore. We still have places in New England that are close or that are in that cone and or close to that cone, and we of course have parts of Atlantic Canada that we're going to watch for, Nova Scotia, etc. It will weaken. It goes from a category 1, 3 a.m. on Friday and continues to weaken as it enters those cold waters. As it's weakening, though, it's going to grow in size. We're going to see that wind field especially expand, and that could mean a couple different things for some strong winds for certain locations across parts of New England. When we're talking about rain, it looks like the heaviest of the rain is going to be closer to where that center is. Either way, we could see some flooding concerns across parts of Maine. 1 to 3 inches is possible, especially the farther east you go. And even along the coast, we'll see the conditions still with the coastal issues as well as potentially some storm surge. Now, when I'm talking about the storm growing, this is what I mean. Here's Thursday. Tropical storm force winds extend 400 miles in diameter. So just to give you a little perspective, hurricane force winds in Idalia were only 25 miles from the center. So this is a really impressive wind field, and it grows. It gets to 500 miles by the time we get into Saturday. That means that more people impacted by those stronger winds. I'd say that we'll likely see 40 to 60 mile per hour winds for folks along the coast in places like Cape Cod, Nantucket, and parts of Maine. We'll continue to see those conditions. So just something that you'll have to watch for, and the time is going to be Saturday into Sunday.
Indoor weekend.
Indoor weekend for sure.
Exactly. All right.
Wow.
For sure,
All right,
Thanks,
Angie
Angie.
Lassman, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.